So, skills-based strategy. Just looking for some words that come to mind when you hear that term. Does anybody want to comment anything or open up their mic?
One of the things that I've heard in talking with some clients, potential clients, around that modernization mindset, that they're really looking to enhance their workforce. And so looking for skills at different levels, and the innovation around creating
Yeah.
a workforce is really a priority for them.
My word was growth, and one of my roles is like in talent acquisition, and skills is the new currency, right, for jobs. And so obviously we want folks to have education for some roles, but skills, so more currency, the more opportunity, the more growth for individuals, for companies, and they have to change, right, as new technology comes in to transform the workforce.
And one of the things that we're finding as we're taking a deep dive in skills over the last 18 months is that something like talent acquisition, as Allison mentioned, tends to have a short-term time horizon. L&D tends to be building capability long-term. Business leaders are using different types of, higher level definitions.
Yeah.
So we have all these different stakeholders kind of with a different time horizon, a different, vocabulary, and this integration alignment is really powerful to pull this all out, but continue.
I don't think these are a complete movement from one to the other.
No.
Like, I think this is a paradox that we're all kind of having to live in, that we need to have content and we need to be moving towards having content that's experiential.
I agree.
You have role-based people and you have skills portfolios that are allowing people to move into new roles that maybe they didn't even know they were qualified for. So it's an interesting time, because I think even the knowing and the adaptability, like you have to have those deep-seated knowledge around certain topic areas or your functional knowledge, and you need to be adaptable in order to shift. So like I find a lot of these from-tos that I'm seeing in different places and in the research that's being done, it's all paradoxes because it's a both and.
So Gina, that's why I suppose the way I express that is as a tension, because I agree with you. We have to hold both of them. It's not either or, and it's never black and white in the world of humans and decisions and skills and behaviors. So you have to be able to kind of recognize, I suppose, maybe the language or the movements so that you can get the best of both worlds for the problems you're trying to solve at that point. So now we're going to talk for a minute about myths. So we all know those fairy tales, those myths and stories that we've been brought up, and they're usually to help educate or to hold people in a particular way or to understand the values, the right and the wrong. So there are myths everywhere. There are groups of people. So in your organization, you may actually have some myths that are in place and that they are holding a pattern of either behavior or a way of doing things or knowing things. So what is the fear? Because usually there's a fear element or there's something to be worried about, and the myth will help you remediate that. But what are they holding in place? And is that still in service of what you need to do? And if they're no longer holding true, what does that do for your thinking? So sometimes we don't have time to think about these things when we're in the throes of work, but today is a great chance to kind of take a little step back. And, when you leave this session, maybe notice some of the stories that are coming up with your colleagues. Bill, are there any comments wrapping up anything?
Yeah, I think there's a great one here from Stephen, and we can take it offline if we don't have enough time, but he mentions that the simulation tech has been around for 20 plus years, and the barrier has always been scaling good script writing, right? And agreeing what is good. So, SMEs have a hard time agreeing or they don't engage. So he was curious, in your opinion, like, how do you do that more efficiently?
Yeah, so that's a brilliant question. So there's kind of multiple skills involved in simulating a real life situation. And in addition to understanding how people learn, you need to be able to script and dialogue. So it's dialogue writing as well.